Hi, folks. Welcome to This Photo Life. I'm your host, Andy McSweeney, and how are you shooting? I am shooting all right, but I am a little bit under the weather, so it's going to be an extremely brief episode this week, my friends. I actually even missed last week because I sounded a little more like this with my throat all clogged up. And while that is fortunately cleared and broken, and everything in my brain is starting to loosen up with the snot clearing out, excuse me, I am still a little bit iffy, and frankly, having done a couple of tries at this episode, I'm noticing them just a little more out of focus than even usual for a photographer on the loose and podcaster and photo giver, photo tip giver, advice kind of thing. See, there it is. There's me rambling, losing my thoughts, and no, it is not the pot. It's legal here in Belgium, but I ain't that bad. So yeah, boys and girls, I'm just going to keep it brief this week and just sign on to say I'm not doing a full episode. In fact, last week, like I say, really phlegmy and gross, so there was no episode as per schedule. Do apologize there, especially as I just recently brought the podcast back from the near dead by bringing it back to life after a couple months thinking I'd wrapped up. So doesn't look very professional, doesn't look very cool, doesn't look very clear, but it is what it is, and that's what you get for listening to a podcast on the loose. I'm going to put my health and safety above everything, even if it ain't COVID, and it ain't. I'm still tasting and smelling things, and certainly a lot of the traditional cold symptoms are very obvious here, and not much more. But I am, a little bit on the loose. I think even that sentence trailed off onto its own. So I just wanted to get on air and say that, as well as, again, extend my apologies. Hey, if it helps any, last Sunday I was coherent thanks to a bunch of coffee, lozenges, and support from the wife. I've launched a new weekly live show that you might want to check out. If you don't mind me throwing a plug into this extra short, extra sick episode. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. Central European Time, you can watch Andy's photo show over on facebook.com/Andy McPhoto. It's live over there and then broadcast the next day on youtube.com/Andy McPhoto. It looks like we might be going live on both channels soon, but for now, that's the setup. And it's a 1-hour chat where, thankfully, especially with the live video feed, I share out a whole bunch of photography advice, tips, thoughts, and actually do it with even more focus than I do on a good day here at This Photo Life. Because I find the live vibe really brings it together, puts that extra little bit of pressure on me like when I do my daily photo tours. And we're tight and right. I know it too because we had our first formal episode last Sunday, but we had done a couple of pilot episodes before that. You can check those out over on facebook.com/Andy McPhoto, as well as youtube.com/Andy McPhoto, as well as all my other work as Andy McSweeney photography in one way or another. I think the show is got a lot of good potential, and there are some serious photo announcements, tutorials, and tips coming up due to a project I have coming up. So please feel free to browse by and, of course, like, share, subscribe to the show so that you'll be able to catch it as it comes out. I will also add, I guess, making this a bit self-pluggy, but hopefully worth your while, that I've also started a Facebook group within Andy McSweeney Photography. I'll put a link down in the description, but it's called Andy's Big Time Photo Fun Hangout Gang. That's Andy's Big Time Photo Fun Hangout Gang over at AndyMcSweeney.com, over at Andy McSweeney on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description to this episode so you can find it. And we've already got over 50 members, which is feeling pretty fly and awesome. It's a community place where we can all hang out, and obviously I'm going to be checking in more than every now and then so that we can hang out all together. And if you're interested in my output beyond the photography for this podcast, for the live show, for the upcoming projects and all that stuff, as well as a photo community where we can all hang, you might want to check it out. I will give you one piece of advice before my 5 minutes of clarity completely crap out. Oh, it is 5 minutes, but we're going to risk it. Boys and girls, my piece of advice till we talk next here on This Photo Life is to just keep busy and keep things rolling. I've been under the weather, but I've still been doing my work. I've got a big project coming up November, so that work has to get done. I keep busy on that. Okay, sure, I'm a working pro, or at least playing one on the internet, so I got that reason and motivation and everything else. But whatever level you're doing it to, from, preparing new projects, toughing through the cold, just working on your photography in a tough year of 2020, despite all obstacles and head fuckery going on out there, just keep busy. Just keep busy, keep rolling, keep yourself occupied so that, you get your phototherapy by taking your mind off things, or even just pushing through a snotty brain messing with you. If you're a pro photographer, obviously you're hopefully still busy, and if you're not, well, keep busy on finding new work in photography, unless you want to do something outside photography without a choice. And for everyone in between, whether you're intermediate, casual intermediate, serious intermediate, casual pro, serious pro, semi-pro, whatever the hell label you want to put on this, just keep busy. Take some photos, roll around, whether it's within a restricted area that you might be in this crazy year of 2020 or beyond, if you get the chance to do it safely. Roll out, take some photos, do some stuff, even just look at things new towards new places, new types of photos, new types of way of doing business, if you pros need a little line of advice there. It's all doable, and if I can do it, especially with a heavy cold, so can you. That's the extremely short podcast for this week here on This Photo Life. Thank you again for joining me, and please do feel free to check out that live show called Andy's Photo Show. You know the link, and it's in the description, so that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andy McSweeney of Andy McSweeney Photography and Photo Tour Bruges, the daily rock and photo tour here in Bruges since 2012 and 2,000 guests plus. Sorry, I had to sneak an extra link in there. An extra read, promo, link, whatever you want to call it, because, of course, got to pay the bills. Thanks for joining me. Those are my creds. Those are my thoughts. And this is me, Sick, signing off for now. See you next Sunday over on Andy's Photo Show, as mentioned. And until then, well, get out there. Get shooting. See ya. Bye-bye. Those were fake. Oh, back to bed. Bye-bye.